Lowell's Boat Shop, located in Amesbury, Massachusetts, is the oldest continuously operating boat shop in America. Lowell's Boat Shop was established in 1793 and was founded by Simeon Lowell. Simeon, along with his sons Stephen and Benjamin, built the new shop on the north bank of the Merrimack River on Salisbury Point. During the 1700s, Salisbury Point was full of boat shops, each competing to build the best wooden boats. After starting the business, Simeon Lowell immediately redesigned the traditional boat and created the surf dory, commonly known as the dory. He replaced the complex, hand-carved keel of the boat, the bottom of a curved boat, with a flat, football-shaped bottom. He also cut down the framing from dozens to 4 or 5 timbers, and the planking from 10 or more to a few wide lapped planks. These wide planks formed round bilges and contributed extra buoyancy to the boat. Along with these radical changes, Simeon designed the tombstone transom that was located on the back of the boat. Although a tombstone transom was simply a semicircle cutout, it propelled the boat up and through sea waves. In summary, the surf dory was built with high sides and a flat bottom, integrated with the tombstone transom.
So this is the boat that really got things started for us, at least on a commercial level. This is the surf dory. What's unique about a surf dory is instead of building it from the bottom down, you're going to be able to build it right side up. It's got a flat bottom. It really only uses a few planks of wood, so it's really cheap to make, and it's also very seaworthy. The Merrimack River, as the water gets brackish towards once you get to the Atlantic, the seas become a lot choppier. If you're in a skiff, you're more likely to get capsized, but we have this thing called a tombstone transom, which enables you to get through waves a lot safer, so you can make off with your catch. Because another thing about the surf dory, the more weight you have in your ship, especially from fishing or something like that, the more stable it's going to be in the water. So, I mean, if you're out there with an empty dory, you might get thrown out of the boat by a wave, but the boat's not going to capsize. This is just kind of demonstrating how they construct it. Like I said, the bottom up, really easy when you got the braces in place, you tack it on at one end, and then you're just building it up.
Simeon's dory, often called the Lowell dory, was both practical and more economical to produce than previous boat designs because of the fewer planks used. Soon, the Gloucester fishing fleet consisted mainly of Lowell dories, as fishermen began fishing in small boats and the dory could hold many fish. Later, the Coast Guard, called the U.S. Life-Saving Service at the time, used the surf dory that evolved from Simeon's original design for about 100 years. These boats were mostly used in the fishing industry. However, they were also built for recreational use, as rowing clubs, hunting camps, and the life-saving service all utilized Lowell dories. In 1830, Simeon died and left the property to his sons. So in 1830, Simeon's son, Benjamin W. Lowell, inherited the shop, and in the 1840s, Benjamin Lowell began training his own son, Hiram Lowell. The boat shop was known as B.W. Lowell & Son, as both Benjamin Lowell and his son worked side by side. When Benjamin died in 1848, Hiram inherited it all. Within following years, Hiram Lowell designed the bank dory, which was a more efficient design. During the late 1800s, Hiram was considered a pioneer, and Lowell's boat shop became the leading dory business in America. The Gloucester schooner fleet began using dories to launch from the schooners, and the bank dories were piled onto these large boats' decks. The Lowell dories were designed to stack and remain stable in heavy loads, and fitted the needs of the Gloucester fishermen.
This is what I was saying about how the bank dories were stackable. What they used to do was Tinky Lowell, the guy from the early 1900s, he'd just hang out a pair of overalls as a signal for this guy to come and pick up all his boats and have them sold off to Gloucester. Of course, this one time he had to cart them all down himself when the guy overslept and missed his overalls.
In 1874, Fred E. Lowell took over the business, and in 1911, Lowell's Boat Shop built 2,029 dories in a year, building an average of 7 boats a day. This was the boat shop's peak, as building 7 boats a day is constant and tough work. During this time, the business was one of the first in the nation to employ a seminal form of assembly line manufacturing. In 1914, Fred A. Lowell, dubbed Tinky Lowell, began managing the shop. Through the early 1900s, Lowell's Boat Shop was considered the best dory manufacturer in the world.
See those wood pieces hanging off the walls? So that's how we make every piece identical. We're just gonna trace it around, cut it out. Jeff here might be able to tell a little more about that.
I think you covered it pretty well.
Cool. Thanks.
Each pattern and piece is labeled, and you just pick out the piece you're looking for, and then you can trace it. And that way you can build boats quickly without having to do a lot of layout for every boat.
So how long have we been using these same ones?
There are some that are well over 100 years old, probably.
Yeah.
7 generations of Lowells owned Lowell's Boat Shop, and Ralph Lowell was the last. As the 1970s came along, the wooden boat business began to decline as these boats were only bought for recreational use. And in 1976, Ralph sold the shop to Jim Odell. In 1990, Lowell's Boat Shop was named a National Historic Landmark, and in 1992, the boat shop was sold to the Newburyport Maritime Society. Despite the decline in the wooden boat industry, the shop continued to make quality, authentic wooden boats and remains as the oldest continuously operating boat shop in the United States. In 2006, the shop was purchased by Lowell's Maritime Foundation and is now separate from the Newburyport Maritime Society. Lowell's Maritime Foundation was created for the purpose of preserving Lowell's Boat Shop and continuing the art of wooden boat building even today.